This may have been a bit of a mistake. This is the Garmin Forerunner 165. One of the latest Forerunner smartwatches aimed at runners, specifically runners. And I've just bought myself one and I cannot wait to get it started. Now this is the entry-level model, sitting underneath the Garmin Forerunner 265 and 965, but it's got rave reviews for just £249. Now I currently use the Garmin 935, which when this was brand new was top of its range and has been a fantastic watch for me for the last couple of, well, 4 years, I believe I've been using this for. It's always served me well, but as time ticked on and my eyes have got really bad, the dull screen just really doesn't cut it anymore. And I've seen that the AMOLED display on this 965 is absolutely amazing. Now, as I said, it is the entry level and it doesn't have some of the running features and the running metrics the likes of 265 and the 965 have. But I don't use all the metrics and features of this. I just go out and run. I want to know my pace. I want to know how good I've done. I want to know what my HRV is like. I want to know what my VO2 max is. And this will do all of that and so much more. Now, it's not a multi-sport watch, so you can't do triathlons on it, but you can do running, biking, swimming, and all the things that I would generally do in my normal day-to-day life. As a very active runner myself, I'm going to be trying this out over the next couple of weeks. Well, it's mine now, so I'm going to be running with it permanently. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be trying it out over the next couple of weeks on several runs, and I'm going to come back to you and give you a full-on review of the Garmin 165 sports watch. Good morning, and it is time for run one with the Garmin Forerunner 165. Sunday, I've got a 50-minute run on the cards, so we should get 5.5 miles out of it based on my training app suggested pace. And we're going to do the first run with the Garmin 165. The weather's not great, hence the jacket and stuff. But the first thing we're going to test out is we're going to walk outside and we're going to see how quickly we connect to GPS. So without further ado, let's get out in the rain and get going. Well, that was real time GPS, and it pretty much got it in about under 10 seconds compared to my 935, which used to take about 2 minutes in exactly the same location. So we've got a 50-minute easy run on the card, so the rain's kind of stopped, so let's get this underway. One thing I'll mention straight away, which is probably the main reason why I bought this watch, is the display. Now, the Garmin Forerunner 165 has a really ultra bright AMOLED display, which already I've only been wearing it for the last couple of days. This is my first run with it and it's absolutely brilliant. I know we're in the middle of the day, but still the quality of screen is really bright, really crisp. I'm going to show you the screen quality as I'm running now. The colours are really nice, the text is nice and crisp. I don't wear contact lenses and I can make it out really, really easily. Well, I think we can say goodbye to dry feet. That's up to my ankles.
this may have been a bit of a mistake. I'm close up to my knees, and this is really not what I had planned today. We will get back to the Forerunner 165 review shortly. I am soaked. I'm glad I'm only doing 50 minutes today. Anyway, that brings me on, while we're walking through all this water, to tell you about the data screens on the 165. Now, when you are running, you can have a maximum of 4 data screens. I'm going to show you on my watch now. So you can have a maximum of 4 data screens, and you can have those data screens set out however you want. There's a few different variations, and within those data screens you can have whatever you want, from distance metrics to pace metrics to time to cadence to heart rate, anything that you want. And you can set up multiple screens. And I'm sorry about the car noise, and I got more water to navigate. So if you're used to using a Garmin, you'll know that you can set up multiple screens and multiple data fields, from 1 data field to 4 on the 165. So I have several different screens depending on what training I'm doing. For an easy run today, I have 4 data screens: time, distance, pace, heart rate. If I'm doing other kind of sessions, I may have something else, like just lap pace, average pace, or if I'm just doing purely a low heart rate run, I may just have my heart rate. But there's lots of different options with the 165. So if, like me, you like to wear or use additional sensors, adding them to your Forerunner 165 is really easy. You simply navigate to settings, sensors, and click add new, and the watch will search via Bluetooth for your sensor. So I use the Garmin chest heart rate strap, and it took 3 seconds for it to add it to my watch. But that goes for any other type of strap, sensor, or anything else you want to add as Bluetooth connectable. It's just really super easy. Okay, so I'm coming to end of mile 5, and I'm just going to show you what the metrics show when you click over a unit. I have mine set to miles, you might have yours set to kilometers, but this is what the screen shows you when you've clicked over a unit. And right on cue, my watch told me I was running too slow, which I'm not. Okay, so I have 15 seconds left of this workout, 50-minute easy, and actually I'm going to stop to show you how the workout ends and what screens it shows you. So here we go. So workout complete. Stop it, and then it'll give you your time, goes past the distance, your pace, total calories burned, your average heart rate, and then you go back to time again. Now you do have the option to resume, to save, resume later, as you can see, lap it, back to the start, details about your recovery heart rate, or you can discard it, which obviously we're not going to do. So we're just going to go and click save, and you get to set your perceived effort, which is a unique thing. I didn't have this on the 935, which is pretty good. How did I feel? I felt fine, and then it saves the run, and there you go. And before we carry on with the review, I'm just taking a little bit of a jog because I've just seen my competitor, my fierce competitor, because she left 10 minutes before me and is doing the same route and the same run, and we're going to see how she's got on before we conclude this watch review. Hey, how are you?
Wet.
Wet.
My feet are soaking.
Did you come across the big puddles?
I went right straight through it.
Yeah, and me.
Need car,
Yeah, and me.
water. Yeah, went straight through.
I think we both went through the puddles, which was fun, reminiscent of Great North Run.
Yeah.
So they are the basic run features of the Garmin Forerunner 165. It's super easy to set up and just straight out of the box, strap it onto your wrist and go out for a run. I haven't gone through the full setup process because it's super easy, it's step by step, and it didn't really need an explanation video on how to set up the watch. You strap it on, turn it on, add your personal details in, and job done. You do need to download the Garmin Connect app and sync it to that as well. In another video I will show you how to do that, but for this particular video it was just about the quick usability and functions and features if you want to strap it on and go out for a run. The aesthetics are really nice. As you've noticed, I've got a pretty thin wrist and it sits on my wrist really quite nicely, but actually running with it, it's lighter than the 935. Don't actually feel like I've got it on my wrist. It feels really, really nice. So overall, I'm really happy with that. I'm gonna get home now because my feet, as you saw, are absolutely soaking wet. I'm gonna get in the shower and get changed, and then I'm gonna go through the post-run metrics that you can get from this watch. Off to get dry, cup of tea, and then we'll jump into the post-run metrics. Okay, so we are now home from our run, and I just wanted to give you some real basic info on how to access your run data from today's run. So the first thing to point out is some orientation of some buttons. You've got your start, stop, you've got your back buttons, you've got up, down, and then on and off. So say, for example, you wanted to turn your watch face off, you can click that button and then click it to come back on. Here you would just use the buttons to scroll up and down. You can also use the touch screen to scroll up and down. If you wanted to select something, you would select this. This one would also go back. And if you want to just go and dive straight into an activity, you would just use this button to go straight into activity. So if you want to go out for a walk and you want to sort of track that run, you select down and you select walk, you select and then waiting for GPS, and then that would start and then that would stop. Nice and easy, super easy to navigate. But let's look at today's run. You can see down the bottom that I've got the watch face set up so I know how much I've run on the day. We've done 5.2 miles, so let's show you how to access that. Up and down takes you through a menu system that is customizable. It's called At a Glance. Now this basically gives you a lot of data and a lot of information at a glance that you can then connect into to see more information. You can customize this menu by going all the way down to the bottom and tapping edit. This will allow you to reorder your existing menu, or you can just put add, and then you can add additional things to your At a Glance. There's lots of them. I haven't got all of these added, but these are all ones that you can add. We go back to the top base menu. So to look at today's run, you simply scroll down. I've got this week right at the top. Now that will total all of my runs that I've done for the week. Click into this. That was today's run. If we scroll down, so that was today's run. I did a run on Friday, I did a run on Tuesday, and you can click into these all individually. These are my past runs in November, but we're going to look at today's run. So this one is today, and then you can click into that and it will load today's metrics. So today, and you can see there's some circles down the side which are the screens that you can navigate down. The first is an overview of today's run. It gives you a little map and your mileage in total, which is 5.24 miles. We completed that in 50 minutes and 3 seconds, average pace 9:33. If we scroll down, this is our pace chart, and it will just dictate your pace. And basically it will show on the right hand side a graph, so low pace, high pace, and then it will show your your pace graph so you can track that. Heart rate, again, all these are in graph based. It will show you your average heart rate for the run and what your max heart rate was. My average for that run was 137 and my max was 150. Heart rate zones, really important one, especially if you're just going out for an easy run or you're doing a tempo run. You can see how much time has been spent in each heart rate zone. 1% in warm up. I've 20% of mine was spent in easy, 63% of mine was spent in aerobic zone, and then 13% was spent in my tempo, and then 3% was in my max. So my aim for that run was to do an easy stroke aerobic run, and 83% of my run was actually spent in the zone that I wanted to. There was a few hilly sections, which meant that my heart rate was pushed up a little bit, which is why we're seeing a little bit of time in those higher heart rate zones. Plus, I was doing a fair bit of talking to the camera, and I didn't slow my pace down, and that upped my heart rate as well. So although I wasn't actually putting in more effort, my heart rate was slightly elevated because I was doing some talking to the camera and didn't slow down accordingly. Next down is my running power. I don't actually use this that much, if I'm completely honest, but it is a nice data screen that you can get some good information from. And again, running power in those particular zones. I may start to use this a little bit more. This is a new feature for me. It wasn't on the 935, so I need to learn a little bit more about my running power and how to use this particular data, but it is good to have it on your wrist at a snap to get access to. Elevation, this one's really quite good, especially if you're doing a hilly run or you're doing a trail run. You can see your elevation upward and downward gain, which is actually a nice little feature to have. And then your base training effect. So this is a screen that I visit quite a lot to see how productive my training sessions have been. Today was an easy run, so we're not going to see any anaerobic time there. We're going to see everything in the kind of aerobic zone. So our score there was 3.7 in our aerobic zone. And I'm not going to go into massive amounts of detail about all of these ones because they could be videos in their own right. I just wanted to show you how to access your basic run data. So that was today's run, and let's just have a snapshot onto Friday as well. So Friday I did 3 miles easy. I did 30-minute easy, which was just over 3 miles. Average pace 9:51. That was meant to be a recovery run. It ended up being slower. Again, heart rate zones and my training effect. I've also set up my at a glance to understand what my recovery is, and for that 50-minute easy run, my watch is suggesting 35 hours worth of recovery, which is absolutely fine because today's Sunday, and Monday is a rest day. I've just got a bit of S&C to do, so that's absolutely fine. I have got it also set up for my heart rate, my body battery, what my HRV status is. I've got my steps in there as well, and I like to know the calories burned on my runs. I've got a section for my VO2 max, which is currently at 48. Stress, sleep coach. I've got there my notifications and my target race. So that is how simple it is to set up the Garmin Forerunner 165 and how to access your running metrics once you've finished a run. As I said earlier on in this video, there is a lot of different features that this watch brings to the table that I haven't gone through today. And after I've been using this for a couple of more weeks, because I only bought it a couple of days ago, I will be doing a more in-depth video on some of the health and wellness features that this watch does have. But today, this video was purely about just how to set it up, strap it onto your wrist, go out for a run, and then access your data after you've finished that run. I do want to compare it to one thing because this is the main reason why I purchased this watch, and it's the screen. Now this is my 135, this is my new 165, and as you can see the screens, well, let's just put that down there because although it's a brilliant watch, it just doesn't cut it anymore. Now I've had this on my wrist. The screen is for me just absolutely amazing. As you can see, I wear glasses. My eyes are not the best anymore, and I can't wear contact lenses, so having a really crisp, clear screen that I can read when I'm out running is really, really important. That's why I opted for this one. Now, as I said earlier on in the video, this is the entry level of the 65 ranges, sitting behind the 265 and the 965. Obviously, as you go further up the quality of product, you get more running metrics and more features and benefits. But for me, at the moment, I just go out, I run, I do different running sessions, and I like to do races. I do some walking, I do some hiking, I do some trail runs, I do cardio. This will do it all, and it will do it all really well, all for the packaged price of $249. I'm super happy with it at the moment. As I did mention, and I'm just going to pop it on my wrist, if you are a person that's got very large wrists, this might not be the watch for you because just get it on. It isn't as big as something like the 935 or the 965
in this particular range, I've got quite small wrists, so this fits nice, it looks nice, the strap's nice, it's of good quality. The strap is a lot thinner to my 935, and when I took it out of the box and put it on, there's no weight to it at all, and I thought, well, I'm just used to this heavy piece of equipment, but after being out for a run in it, it feels like I haven't got anything on my wrist. Honestly, brilliant. Loved it. So I'm going to end this video here today. I hope you've got some benefit from it. If you have, please don't forget to give my video a thumbs up and consider hitting subscribe if you want more running content. And as you probably know, if you've watched my videos before, I'm training for the London Marathon 2025. So if you want to follow my progress, doing lots of training videos, please hit that subscribe button. Please comment below if you've used the 165 and how you are getting on with it. And also if you use the 265 or the 965, because I'm really interested to know what they're like as well, because who knows, I like doing the review videos. I might get another watch, maybe. Black Friday after all pretty soon. But anyway, thanks for watching, see you on the next video. Keep running, keep having fun. Bye for now.